you're doing well. Today, I want to share with you my experience with the Wayne Goss Luxury Eye Palettes. He has 4 eye palettes, and I have 2 of them. I have the first one that came out, and then I have the most recent one that came out about a month ago. Maybe less, maybe more. So I have been using these palettes for about a week and a half, almost 2 weeks, and I've pretty much used every single color. And yeah, I'm just going to tell you my experience and tell you a bit about the palettes. So like I said, I have 2 of them. Here are the palettes. They have the very same packaging, kind of this black plasticky lacquer going on. Of course, with this sort of material, you are going to get smudges from your fingers. So if that's something that bothers you, I don't know, I guess you could handle them with gloves. On the front, you've got Wayne Goss, his name. On the back, you also have his name, and you have the luxury eye palette, and this one says Imperial Topaz. That is the name of this palette, the very first one that he came out with. You also have the numbers 1 through 6, and these correspond with the eyeshadow shades. So there are no names for the shadows. They are just identified by number. So I am going to swatch them and also give you a description of the shades. Now, initially I thought these were really hard to open, like I would be struggling. And then I realized you just kind of have to push this part in, sort of, and then it just opens so easily. When I tell you this took me about a good week and a half to figure out. Anyway, when you open the palette, you have got your mirror. Of course, mine has like some fingerprints on it. And then you've got your 6 shades, very large pans. Like, I think these are the largest eyeshadow pans that I own. So yeah, there's that. So like I said, this one is Imperial Topaz. Let me go ahead and swatch these for you. So you're gonna get swatches on my deeper skin tone. Where are you? Oh, what's that? Girl, I know you did not. Okay. Let's see. Okay. So this first shade here is shade number 1, and it is described as a light champagne with a satin finish. The second shade, so we're just going right across, is a soft bronze with a satin finish. And then this third shade here is a rich black with a matte finish. Rosé. Now on to the second row. The 4th shade is described as a copper rose with a satin finish. The next shade here, bottom middle, is described as a warm brown with a matte finish. That's like really close to my skin tone. And then the last shade here, the bottom right, is a sparkling champagne with a shimmer finish. And I'm going to do that right across here. So here are the shades. Again, no names, just numbers. So you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then that shimmer is number 6. I want to say that the shimmer shade, there's one in each palette, they kind of feel more like topper shades to me and not necessarily standalone, like I'm going to use this as like my shimmery all over the lid. But I did end up like tapping the shimmers onto my eye if I wanted a bit more of a shimmery look. So that is Imperial Topaz. And now I am going to swatch Tourmaline. So exact same packaging, exact same numbering. All it is that the shades are different. So let me swatch these and describe them to you. So this first shade here is described as a pink sand with a satin finish. Just one swipe. The second shade here in the middle top is a beige gold with a satin finish. The third one in this row is a deep burgundy with a satin finish. Then we hop to the bottom row, and the bottom left is a deep brown with a matte finish. So that's a little deeper and maybe cooler than the other brown in Imperial Topaz. And then this middle shade here is a copper burgundy with a satin finish. You can really see the burgundy in there. And then the last shade, the shimmer, is a true gold with a shimmer finish. I'm gonna do the same and kind of put it here. So as you can see, to me, these are just toppers because it doesn't have much like pigment underneath the shimmer. But this is the Tourmaline palette. So we've got shade 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then that topper number 6. So each of these palettes cost, oh, I was looking at the wrong thing. Each of these palettes cost $55. So there's Imperial Topaz, Tourmaline, there's Pearl, which has been out of stock for quite some time, and it's described as romantic neutrals in matte, satin, and shimmer finishes. And then there is Pearl Moonstone, which is described as cool tones in matte, satin, and shimmer finishes. Now, I don't think Pearl Moonstone got the best reviews, so yeah. Oh, okay. Pearl Moonstone also has a black in it, so it looks like Imperial Topaz and Pearl Moonstone, which were the first and second ones that he released, both have the black shadow in it. Then it sounds like after that he was like, okay, I'm gonna take the black out and not keep putting it in there. So if you get both of those, then you have 2 black shades, which are the exact same shade. There's no like difference between the two that I'm aware of. Nope, they're both described as rich black with a matte finish. So like I mentioned, these are $55 each on Beautylish. The 3 that are available are the Imperial Topaz Tourmaline, which is the most recent, and Pearl Moonstone. Pearl has been out of stock for a bit. And if you decide to pick 2 of these up, then it's a good time to do that because right now there is the Beautylish gift card event going on, which is if you purchase $100 worth of product before taxes and such, then you will get a $20 gift card to use at Beautylish. I mean, it's not the greatest sale because it's just making you spend more money. But if there are things that you've been hoping to pick up, like any of Wayne Goss's products or any of Sonia G's brushes, I know her Face Pro and Sky Face, the face brushes came back in stock, as did some of the eye brushes. So if you're like hoping to snag some of those, if they're even still in stock, then this will be a good time because you get a little bit of kickback of 20 bucks, and then maybe you can spend it on buying something else that you want. So I am actually surprised at how much I like these palettes. I think they are perfect for your everyday kind of essentials, going to work, going to class, wherever you're going kind of thing, especially if you just prefer sort of like neutrals and you're not necessarily into the boom pow with all the colors. Then these palettes I think are just like perfect. I can totally understand and see who he's catering to. I would say these are palettes that are great for folks who are like professional and are going into an office, or you're just in like a business environment, because the shades are just nice and very complementary to, seems like most skin tones, at least on mine, they work. If you're deeper than me, I think they would still work. So I can appreciate that. The only shades that I feel like I could do without are the shimmer shades. So the number 6 shade in both of the palettes, just because they're just topper shades, and I don't know that I use topper shades that often. So I could have done without that one. Now, if you are deciding between, like you're thinking of color, like tone, the Tourmaline one has more of like plummy colors, plummy brown colors, while Imperial Topaz to me just seems like you're kind of brownish, warm tones, and then with the black there. So the nice thing about this one is that the black can allow you to deepen up the look in case you want to go from like day to evening or whatever, you know, so like from work to drinks. And again, I could do without the shimmer shade. And once I actually learned how to open them, I enjoyed them a lot more. I was struggling initially, but I think I have figured out that you're supposed to push it in a little bit and then you can open it. I don't know what was happening with me before. Like, yeah. So let me know if you have purchased any of these Wayne Goss luxury eye palettes. Let me know which ones you decide to pick up, if you have or you will. And I hope this was helpful. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time.